what's going on? It's Mr. Neil Wanini once again. I know it's been a minute for us. We haven't put a minute. We are here to do our review for Black Panther.
Let's go! Who need a hero? You need a hero. Who need a hero?
Black Panther.
To start things off, we're gonna do it mullet style. Review in the front, spoilers in the back. What? Just look at the camera.
It's like a mirror. Okay.
I know.
So,
Okay, it's a mirror, so but it's not that serious. So, oh god. Anyway, back to Black Panther. My thoughts and review on this review that this movie wasn't just a Marvel superhero movie. It wasn't just action movie or a comic book movie. This movie was history, and I feel that the history of just our culture was displayed beautifully in this movie. Like, words can't describe how beautiful it was. You know, my review of this movie, it was epic. It was beautiful. It's a lot of guys who did this review on this movie. They reviewed this movie and they skimped over the talk of culture. They skimped over the characterizations, just the storytelling, the beautiful storytelling. It hasn't been a movie out like this in years that had wonderful storytelling, had a wonderful cast, beautifully acted, set scenery gorgeous. It was all across the board. Hence, I applaud them all across the board. And for those reviewers that probably aren't watching, but if you do come across this and you do see this, please try to review and be unbiased. Just because it's a black film, don't be biased and just want to speak on the Caucasian characters and glance over the women characters. Well, don't mention the women characters at all.
Well, the women were the main characters.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's what I don't understand.
They were like the main.
The women, the black women, stood out beautifully in this movie. Beautifully, they stood out, and none of them looked weak. None of them were insecure in their roles. They stood, and it was a strong, aura about this movie and black women, and black power.
I like that it wasn't like an all-star cast. Like, when they have black movies, they like to have the same actors in it, like Kevin Hart and people like that. Not saying Kevin Hart's not a good actor, but
he's not.
We don't want to see him in every movie. So this movie had a really good cast in it.
Yeah,
like people that we don't see enough, dark-skinned people.
And my man Michael B. Jordan, he's been getting flack. They're saying, some people say, he overacted. This is a shot at, I don't know if y'all know, it's a comic guy named Varen. Clearly he's not from the hood. Clearly he has no idea what hoodness is or toughness is, because he's a comic book guy or whatever. I don't knock him for doing what he does, but the stuff that he said kind of was offensive because I grew up in the hood and I've been around that type of people, and I know how it is. I used to be that way, so I know. And he said, you don't have to talk like that. But when he talked, it was a representation of the guys who were in the hood who grew up. So, Varen, you're not African American, clearly. You're Hispanic. And, you're clearly not from the hood. So you wouldn't know how hood people talk. And that's what he was doing. He was from the hood. He was from the ghetto. And that's how people who are raised in the hood, raised in the ghetto, that's how they talk. They speak with aggression.
Yeah, like he was using slang and stuff, but that's how people really talk, though.
Yeah, and it was realistic. Things that he said, he's not used to it, because he's clearly not from the hood.
Did he try to say he was doing too much?
Yeah, he was like, people don't talk like that, but yeah, people,
yes, they do.
They do talk like that, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Even the fact, one of my favorite reviewers, Jeremy Jones. Yes, he's one of my favorite. Don't get me twisted, but with his review of not just Black Panther, but even with Luke Cage, he skimped over a lot of the different things of the culture and things, and it's like, okay, you understand, it's a comic book movie, but at the same time, it's so much more than just a comic book movie. He glanced over it basically like he glanced over the women. He didn't even mention the women. He didn't mention the people and the major plot points. Only thing he really talked about is Claw, the other little agent guy, I can't remember his name, and Michael B. Jordan's character a little bit, and he spoke about Wakanda and politics. The white guy who was helping him out.
Really, he talked about him. He wasn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying he wasn't even a big part, but he
time.
talked about him.
He came in like
you know, go to his channel. You know, watch the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not knocking him. He is one of my favorite reviewers. I do go to watch his channel to when I want to go see a movie and watch his reviews. You know, but that still rubbed me the wrong way. It seemed like, you know, they don't want. It's not. I'm not saying they're racist or anything like that, but it's just like, oh, you know. We can't identify with that, so they just brush it aside, you know. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to put no hate out there or anything like that, but I'm just saying the movie was wonderful. It was beautiful. It had laughs. It knew when to make you laugh, and it knew when to pull you in, you know. Mm-hmm. And some people say, oh, Michael B. Jordan was the best. Is the best. Marvel Cinematic Universe character, villain. I agree. Why I agree? Like, one of my favorite villains of all time is Magneto. Why? Magneto is one of my favorite villains because I can relate to him. People can relate to him because he had to deal with struggle, he had to deal with prejudice, he had to deal with racism, just because he's Jewish and he was part of the Holocaust. Not the fact that he's a mutant and people are, you know, prejudiced against mutants. They're racist against mutants. So for him to, you know, you can identify why he is how he is, because humans, you know what I mean, pushed him away. Humans did all these things to him. They hate his people, so of course you're gonna hate them back in return. And he's, you know, he's anti-human. So with Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's character, I can relate because he's saying, okay, while the rest of the world is going through, you know, our people are going through different things and going through hard times, you're sitting here like you could save us. And he's bitter against Wakanda, he's bitter against the world, and you know it's relatable.
A lot of people do have that bitterness now. Like this movie could not have been made. What do people be doing this? This movie could not have been made at the best time. Like these days, everybody going through so much.
In this movie, I would say Claw is a flaw. He was too cartoonish. He was just too cartoonish. It was like when he was locked up, he like singing the song "Baby, Don't Hurt Me." So it was funny, but it was cartoonish. His whole character was a little over the top, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't have no gripes with the movie at all. I can't, you know, the pacing was. Some people said the pacing was slow. I don't see it was slow. It was telling a story,
it was fine to me.
The transition, it was like it had so much for us, and you know, it had like a spy movie, it had an action movie, it had you know, kind of a romance kind of thing going, and it had everything that you need was in this movie. If you, I don't think if you're black you have any problems with this. If you're white, you probably do. Not to say anything, you know, stir anything up, but those are really the ones who kind of have an issue. They find little nuggets and stuff like that. I can't even say if you're not black, you're gonna have to find an issue with this movie, or find something. You know, we can just be, you know, just biased, I guess. I don't know, because we can relate or whatever. But you know, that's the review. Okay, now Michael B. Jordan. Clap too hard. You go
He did good.
You did. She almost lost her mind when he took.
Did not.
Yes, you did.
I didn't do all that. I was just sitting there calmly, and you oh, cover your eyes, like.
No, her right hand was up here, like.
How did you even know that? Like it wasn't. It wasn't.
He was. Don't lie.
He did a good job though.
My man, when they first showed him. Respect to you, Mr. Michael B. Jordan. Respect to you.
Respect.
I give you all the utmost respect. Why I give you the utmost respect? My man calmly, when they first showed him, he calmly. in the best timely manner that he possibly could, told this woman about herself. He said, "I'm gonna take it off your hands," and she was like, "Oh, it's not for sale." He said, "No." He said, "Then how do you think your ancestors got it?" He basically broke it down. He said, "They've been checking me since I came in. Like every black person, when you come in a place, everybody want to check for us." He said, "But you ain't checking for what you put in your body." Smooth. That's when they bring in Claw and how he did it. It was beautiful. Oh man, it was the whole setup to it was beautiful. They showed the backstory, and in the beginning, when you hear them talking, you know that's his father. That's Killmonger's father and him talking. He would say, "Tell me about home." You would think that's T'Challa and his father, T'Chaka, but it's not.
I didn't realize that.
That's why he was telling him about Wakanda. He said, "Can you tell me about home?" And you realize, like, oh,
I probably gotta
snap.
see it again because you've seen it twice. And when you watch a movie twice, you kind of see things that you didn't see before.
You pick it out. So
I'll probably watch it again.
So yeah, you know what I mean? It was just too crazy. The energy was there. Michael B. Jordan character was dominant. He was like precision. Everything he did, he had a contingency plan for everything in back of him. He was cold, calculated, and ruthless. Ruthless. When they had the girl hemmed up, he said, I'm a killer. He said, "It's gonna be okay," and popped Shorty in the head. Oh,
yeah, that was his own shorty too.
Took her out. She's a means to the end.
I guess she was just a part of his plan.
Yeah, means to the end. Because he wanted to make it seem like he had a weakness, but he didn't have a weakness.
Even though he was doing all that, he didn't really seem that evil to me though.
But I'm saying, like,
because he had a motive, and he had motives to what he was doing.
And that's the conflict of it, because you know what I mean.
There's a reason why.
Is a method to his madness. Like his whole plan was that we're gonna become the top, and everyone else is gonna be the bottom. You know, we've been segregated and suppressed for so long that now is our time. We got the weapons, we got Wakanda, and the sun would never go down in the Wakanda Empire.
Everything.
Because the technology was crazy. Crazy. My next favorite person I have to give it to is Michonne. She Walking Dead Michonne. She was the y'all know who Michonne is. I say Michonne. She was a beast. She took a car out with a spear. When they was chasing, she just
Yeah, her character is like
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beast. And everything she said was a message to women. It was a beautiful message, like to accept yourself. It was subtle, but it was there. When she was walking with the wig on, and she was like, "Oh, is this? This is not me," or whatever. And she was like, "It's disgraceful, you know, having to rely on a wig to basically hide yourself, you know, and not be who you really are. And you have to accept yourself. Just small little things. Just that one little scene displayed that much.
It's disgraceful to feel like you have to.
And it showed the power of a woman, black women. Understand this movie lets you know how powerful you are. No matter what race, no matter what come at you, you are powerful. The CIA agent was like, "Oh, does she speak English?" She said, "When she wants to," like a boss. And then she said, he touched T'Challa. She looked at him like, in her language, "You touch him again, I'm gonna put your head through the desk," like a boss. I respect her.
Her character was good. I liked her character and Lupita's character too.
Yeah, she
was just like a queen. Like she wasn't the queen yet, but she had queen tendencies.
But she's not gonna be a queen. But fun fact for everyone who watched, who doesn't know, she's actually a villain. She becomes a villain somewhere down the line. Why I need to watch and read Black Panther comics so y'all can know more about these villains and heroes and all this good stuff or whatever. And fun fact, the smartest person in the Marvel universe is Black Panther's sister. She's smarter than Tony Stark. She's smarter than Reed Richards. She is the smartest person on the planet.
Yeah, her technology skills is crazy.
Yeah, she designed everything. But man, T'Challa, he did his thing, but it was like he took a back seat to everyone else. He did his thing, but it was like, okay.
They let everybody have a chance to shine, not just him.
Yeah, I think they shine more than him, though. If you really think about it,
It did. Actually, yeah, because when he was, what was the movie that he was in? Was it Captain America?
Civil War.
Yeah, well,
He shined
he
crazy
really shined there 'cause
and there.
he was actually showing his powers and everything.
Here, he just kind of took the backseat. Was like, you know what? The real star of this whole movie was Wakanda. That's what it was
It was
really
just about
the nation of Wakanda. That's what was really, you know what I mean, the forefront, what built it up, you know, and what was the foundation of the movie, get Wakanda over, and they did it in a beautiful manner, in a timely manner, and you have to respect it. I respect it. She respects it. We all respect it.
Yeah, like the people was clapping and stuff.
Yeah, after Angela Bassett did a wonderful job too, as always.
She did. She wasn't
Man
on screen
Ape.
for long, but she did.
Man Ape. I forgot what they was calling him in the movie. They was calling him by his real name, but in the comics he's Man Ape. I know him from Man Ape. This dude was hilarious.
Wait, who is that?
That's the and he was like, "I will feed you to my children,"
Yeah.
and he said, "No, we're vegetarians." Started laughing. That was hilarious. He was hilarious in the movie. He was hilarious, but at the same time, he was, you know what I mean, necessary. Very necessary for the movie.
Yeah.
And he gave it a lot of depth to it, you know. But the movie was great. Movie was awesome. Go check that movie out.
Nice.
Everybody did wonderful. Black Panther's sister, she stole parts of the scene. She was extremely funny in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She was like a little smart aleck, smart mouth or whatever. She called the white dude colonist.
Colonizer.
Yeah, she kept calling him a colonizer. He was like, what? It was, it was a little small jokey joke.
Yeah, they're just showing everything that black people already done and the things that they do. Like, she's so smart. Like, black people are inventors. We do this. We do things like that.
Yeah. But the movie was great. Stay after the movie for the two after credit scenes. The first one after credit scenes was, but the second one was very important. You should watch. Stay to the second one. It's very important. I'm not gonna spoil that one for y'all, but go see it. It's a wonderful movie. I
great
gave it 5 stars.
representation.
I give it 5 stars.
The representation for us was like A1.
I give it 5 stars off of that. The representation and the acting. Me personally, it has to be story, plot, acting, dialogue. All those hit.
The dialogue was great. Like,
It was
I wonder
wonderful.
who was the writers.
It was wonderful. It hit every note. It was firing on all cylinders with the acting, the storytelling. It told a wonderful story. A wonderful story. It did. So that's our review for Black Panther. We try to do a little more videos. We're gonna try to do a little bit more. Nene, why you sitting all the way down there? You like the camera don't even see you like all the way down there. We're gonna do a little more videos. We're gonna try to, provide y'all with more content. You can hit that like button and then you can subscribe, all that good stuff. And from Mr. Neil and Nene, y'all be easy, alright? Be good. We holla at you.